But I think in this fight, there's a general part and there's a personal part. And believe me, I always tell people, and I'm saying it from experience. If you do your personal part right, nature has a way of balancing itself. Nature has a way of balancing itself in such a way that the very little that would work, you know, when they say Nigeria will work for me, Nigeria herself will know those that is actually interested in rescuing her from this rape. Ah, not to use that word, but from this devastating state that the current political class is putting her through. So kudos to you guys. Kudos to you guys. All right, quickly, let me go now to Call Me Lexi. Call Me Lexi. Updates.
Yeah, good evening,
After Call Me
everybody.
Lexi,
Can
I'll
you
come
hear
to
me?
Liberty Champion. Go ahead, Call Me Lexi.
Yeah. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible. Go ahead.
Okay. Good evening from this part of the world. I want to appreciate every Nigerians who have been patriotic, that has been coming out every day, despite all the bullies, every attack on us. And I want to tell you categorically, this part of the state I am, it has been calm, honestly, and we have been trying to make sure there is no violence. And people have been coming out. But I want to send a strong message to those who felt it doesn't concern them, that they have made it seem like that we are coming out, we don't have work, we don't have life. I want to let you understand, no matter what you do, until Nigeria gets better, you can never achieve anything good. It is not a cause. This is a country we need to save. They have bullied some of us. They have called us Somali. Just because we want the barest minimum in our country. You have made us look jobless, like we don't have a future. Whereas every day you people go out like nothing is happening. If you guys have joined us in the first 3 days, something would have changed. And it will not only change to affect only me, it will affect all of us. But you people choose to act lackadaisical, like you are not concerned. It is okay for you to do that. But when there is insecurity, it affects all of us. Bad governance is like a straight bullet. It doesn't discriminate. We keep doing our best. They have captured Nigeria. I can tell you categorically. And it is happening to me right now. Like I said, it has been peaceful in this part of the state. No violence, nothing, nothing. But I have got a threat message that I am on their watch list. I got the message came in very early this morning, like 6:02. Unfortunately, I didn't check. I just moved out. But while on the protest, I just checked that. Let me check my message because I got some drinks for protesters. I now said, let me check my alert. That was when I see a message threatening me that I'm on the watch list. The conversation I had with someone, they really pointed it out for me. Right now, I'm not at home. A young boy of 28 years old, fighting for a better Nigeria. The scene is not, I just use it to call. So there's no information they can get from it. I've thrown it somewhere to my fellow Nigerians. I'm not doing this for myself. You have left us alone in this struggle. Kò kí n ṣe pé kò wu èmi náà kémi náà l'opportunity kí n japa. If the opportunity comes, but see me here now hiding, just because I want a better life. Like an interview I granted yesterday, I said Do they think we are comfortable coming out every day from 7 o'clock till evening? Kò pé wá. It doesn't pay us at all. We just want basic amenities. Threatening here and there. Just because I want a better life. But you guys act like Kadesika. You will be driving like it doesn't concern you. Where do you get petrol? Which market do you buy your rice? For how long will this continue? This was the first time for like 5 or 6 years that I'm not attending Redeem Convention. And like that, if I attend like that, my pastor, they always put me in kitchen so that once food is coming, I will collect and they will eat. This time I'm not going. I automatically end enemies. But what I'm trying to understand is on Sunday, when Daddy Gio said, let's pray for the security personnel, do you guys even imagine that? Let's assume Wike listen to that. What do you think will roll through his mind? Yes, they are backing us. Let's kill them. God will not come down to save us. We have to save ourselves. It is what you do today that you'll be remembered for. For how long are we going to become coward in our own country? What is our offense? I didn't steal. I didn't carry gun. Just placard, just water. That's all. And they say they placed me on watch. I didn't say I want to take over from Tinubu. Nigerians, we got to wake up and fight for what we deserve. Because if this opportunity flies us by, we are already suffering it. Our next generation too will ask us, what did we do? And for those bad idiots, continue doing what you know how to do, what you are paid for to do. But time will tell. We will both sit down and ask ourselves, what have you done for your country? For now, I yield the mic. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Call Me Lexi. Uh, I mean, it's quite a sad thing that we have to go through in a country that's supposed to be, you know, we Daily Farah to me said on the space was in that day that we are really not citizens of Nigeria. I think we sometimes call ourselves what we are not. As we stand today, we are not citizens. We are supposed to be, like we think we are, but that's not what we are. And if we want to be that, it's really up to us. Well done, Kwame Lexi. Well done. All right, quickly, I'm going to go straight now to Liberty Champion. After Liberty Champion, I'll come to Zanga Zanga Doline. After which I'll go to Wealth as well.
Hello, everyone. Good evening, and good morning, and good afternoon, wherever you're listening from. My warm regards. Kwame Lexi, in fact, what you've just revealed, I had something to say, but I could hear the terror, the worry in your voice, and my heart really, really goes out to you. What I had planned to say, it kind of took me off the stride of what that was, and I thought I should really acknowledge and validate the fear you have and the concern you have for your safety. And I hope and pray that you find a safe place somehow. And if there's anything I can do, please let me know, call me Lexi. And to you and many like you who are hiding for their safety, you will be safe by His grace and by the benevolence of those around you. So this is what I want to say. I want to follow in line with everything, some of the themes that have come up, to thank all the planners of this end bad governance protests in the last couple of days, especially those that have had days, hours, sleepless nights, coordinating, collaborating, reaching out, the unsung heroes, those in the shadows who have been the backbone of this wave that we have experienced in the last couple of days in Nigeria. I want to thank you. And what that does for me, it gives me hope when I see the videos circulating, ordinary Nigerians who don't come to space, who by virtue of everything that started on social media, the messages speculated out to the grassroots. And yes, we would have wanted a humongous numbers, but to some that had the call, they answered and they came forward. And that gives me hope. It really does give me hope because I know, and I don't know why, there are times in my mind when I talk to a few people one-to-one, I say to them, I have implicit confidence in Nigerians back home. I know that they will fight for their country. They will rise up. They will, because what has happened in the last couple of days, if nothing, it has shown me that it is possible and it is happening. So, like Saddam said, the next wave is not going to come with any planning, it's not going to come with any what have you, but it is going to come. Like, if you guys noticed, this has been a heat that has been kind of piling up incrementally, pre-election, post-election. We went through the judiciary onslaught with all this, with all the news we're hearing, the billions allocated for this and that. You see, this political class, they are poking the bear, and they keep poking the bear. They keep poking the bear, and eventually the bear will turn around and devour them, and that's what's going to happen. So I want to thank all the heroes, especially the unsung ones, and especially those who have lost their lives, who are mourning the loss of loved ones who have been injured. You know, my heart goes out to you. It's for God and it's for country, and we shall prevail. Like Dati Ahmed said, it's only Nigerians that can save Nigeria. And seriously, the comments by that the GO praying for the security operative, I have to say personally that is really disappointing, because I am sure among those that have been out protesting are members of RCCG themselves who have been passionate and wanting a better country. You know, that is really disappointing to hear. That is really disappointing to hear. It would have been better to not even offer any prayer if they didn't even know what to pray for. That is quite telling, and that is really disappointing. And I do know that the breeze that is blowing in Nigeria, like they say, breeze go blow, foul to open. Everything, there's nothing that's going to be hidden under the sun. Everything shall come out eventually. So I want to encourage my fellow Nigerians, both home and abroad, let's not lose hope. We are doing something, we are hitting the notes, and we are rattling them, and we are winning. And so I yield the mic. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Lady Liberty Champion. I totally agree with you. We have to. We are the ones that will rescue Nigeria. Truly, Nigerians are the only ones that will rescue Nigeria. King Zanga Zanga Dolene, please go ahead as Mike. After which I'll come to health as well.
Hi, Saddam, and well-meaning. Happy to be here. My thoughts with you, Saddam. Hope you recover fast. And hearing your voice actually indicate that you're getting better. I just want to be very brief and direct to the point because I've been listening to the updates from service chiefs, and particularly the chief of the Naval Staff, the CNIs, and I was very pleased when I was speaking from the DHK today. First, I don't think I really do understand the kind of the OSRO report that they provide to the O1 Nigeria. By this, I'm referring to the office, not just not the occupier of that office. The OSR report, the Opal Sons report that the president have access to every single morning. I don't know if they do that at the villa. Obviously, you know, captures everything that concerns the Nigerian people. I mean, in this digital age, even the common C2 center that we use in our office somewhere, we scan all the computer networks around the world and present exactly what the people are saying to the to who needs to know. So I when they speak to the Nigerian people, it shows how disconnected they are. And that should scare everybody. Because anything that has to do with security, because we're now in a security situation, anything that has to do with security of the country, you have to take it very, very seriously. Because some of these policies that are fueling this disaffection and this displeasure that Nigerian people are registering in the streets, what you call protest, it stems from these bad policies that we now call bad governance. So these guys will tell us that they don't know that the protest was coming or what, that the people are not happy or what. What exactly are they surprised about? I mean, for the coordinator, because I mean, the likes of the DNI in the US, the Directorates of National Intelligence, will be ashamed of the kind of, because we don't forget, guys, we model our national security architecture like that of the United States. So the Directorate of the National Intelligence didn't tell the guy that the protest is going to happen, and if the protest goes ahead, then there will be serious consequences to our collective security and economy. Is that what they're trying to tell us? Your policies are not doing well. You think the people are not going to react? There's hunger in the land. At any point, these guys included that in their report to their boss. Because now they're issuing threats. We are going to, the last drop of our blood. Guys, it is important that we need to understand something. You're looking for those who are funding the protest, right? But you are ignoring what is happening. So that means you are now controlling the state levels of power and this gigantic apparatus of security and defense, and you want to turn those guns on the people in the street, right? That's what you're trying to tell us. But here's the word for the military. In the democratic setup, the military is subject to civil rule. And the man at the villa, if he's truly elected, the Nigerian people have a right to tell him correct course, change course. They have the right to draw his attentions to that. And I'm so fed up that whenever we have a leader, I'm trying to round off whenever we have a leader, the leader does not even police those who he has entrusted with implementation of the policies. People are still taking a whole lot of bribes. People are still grossly inefficient in what they do, and they are all covering it up with press statements and editorials. That will not work, because each time these guys speak, they just add gasoline to the fire. So now, for you guys in the diaspora, I bet charter plane. Charter plane, all of you. If 500,000 of you hit, just share yourself 200,000 in Abuja airport and Lagos airport. Immigration will carry you and go prison. Sure, that's what they are trying to tell you, that you are the funders of the bad governance, dissatisfaction. That's what they are trying to tell you, to silent dissent. But the bad news is this: until these guys change the status quo of impunity, right?
Yeah.
Nothing is really going to change. I will continue to be in this position in the next 50 years if you are not careful.
All
Thank
right.
you. I
Thank you
yield the
very
mic.
much, Mike. Thank you for that submission. But you seem to think like these people care. The truth is that I haven't think this protest so far has been giving them too much benefit of doubt. To be honest, if I were to, I'm just trying to watch I sound, but I think this protest was giving them way too much benefit of doubt. But for me, I think Nigerians will need to know that it is something that, like I said earlier, has to be. We have to be decisive about. Let me use Peter Obi's regular language, or like what some politicians use. Something we have to be decisive about. All right, let me quickly go to royalties, right? After which I'll come to Nimale.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Emir Saddam. Hope you are feeling better this evening. I had to write down several things what I wanted to say so I don't forget my line of thought. First thing first, I want to address Call Me Lexi. If you are listening to me, I don't know if you can reach out to Inebehe Efyong and talk to him. And please see me in my DM so we see what we can do. Because you cannot keep running for your life. Somebody is on their feet from morning till night and you expect that they shouldn't buy them water. It's the same rubbish Wike said that one minister is supplying them water. Even cows, they give them water. Not to talk of human being. A whole day, you don't want them to drink water. That's number one. Number two, I wish this could be like an interactive session and people can answer me. When Tinubu said he was going to take away subsidy, what did he tell Nigerians he was going to do with the gains of the subsidy? Now Shein Baloye on channels has been helping him to sing. He's giving this money to state governors. They are getting more money. We should go and ask our state governors. Did he tell us he was going to give state governors bonus? That's number one. Insecurity. Any sane person knows we've been shouting insecurity, insecurity. Tinubu has done nothing about insecurity. And he expects the northerners who are really badly affected by this thing to just fold their arms. He came on telly. He was reeling all the nonsense his ministers have been reeling. And even me here, I'm fact checking him. I'm like, no, that's a lie. That's a lie. So he thinks Nigerians were fools. Then, thirdly, I heard something to my friend called me from Nigeria today. I'm like, hey, Tinubu and his ministers of finance and whoever and bank, they are doing Ponzi with Nigerian money. So if you know yourself, please don't buy any shares in any bank. If possible, sir, put your money under your bed. My friend was telling me, oh, the pounds she has here, because she changed all her money to naira, to pounds, when the naira kept falling. She now says she wants to change 10K pounds. I'm like, what do you want to do with it? This person has money. I just don't want to mention her name. Her husband is part of the people that help them launder Nigeria's money. I'm like, what do you want to do with the money? She said, and she wants to buy government's treasury bill. I said, oh, treasury bill. So in my illiterate mind, I'm like, okay, treasury bill. Is it how many years will it take to mature? 2 years, 3 years, or 5 years? She said, no, 6 months to 6 months. And there is 3 months, there is 1 year. And government will give them 20% upfront. I said 20% upfront. Which business is Tinubu selling that he wants to be giving people? So she was like, oh, if she invests 40 million, so they will give her 20%. So we both calculated it, 8 million naira upfront. Before I came on this space, I Googled treasury bill. And I read it that British government, when they give you when they put treasury bills out, it's 2.6% in 6 months. And that the maximum they can do is 5.52% in a year. And Nigerian government wants to do 20%. Tinubu's government. So we are towing the line of Zimbabwe and Venezuela if we don't find how this man will get out of that place. So when this thing starts, everybody will eat that breakfast. Like mindset always says, the rain will touch everybody. Because they're just doing and those men in the bank man, the CBN man, he looks honorable, and they are doing Ponzi with Nigeria's money. Commissioner for Police in Lagos State said on Sunday on telly that everybody should go to their house now. The president has spoken, and we cannot guarantee your safety in Ojota. Come on. He said it on telly like this. I heard. I'm like, so Tinubu has spoken. Is he emperor? Don't they have the right to go out and protest? So you cannot protect them. He said it like it. And Dr. Abati has been helping him sing it. Oh, Lagos State is calm. Everybody has gone in, and there's no more protest. And the president has spoken. It's full state capture, Nigeria. Full state capture. I don't know how we are going to get out of this, because it is one chance. I yield my mic.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Funny enough, before you said there is in Nigeria still Ponzi, that was the first thing I was going to say when I got back. Omo, God, I want all of us on this place, especially like in Nigeria or in diaspora. Because even if you're in diaspora, I am quite sure I can, except maybe you are just the stingy type or something. I'm quite sure that whatever you were, maybe giving to your people, whether your parents in Nigeria or whoever you help in Nigeria, whatever you were giving them last year or last 2 years, even last year, let me even say last year, when within this criminal's time, you have probably doubled it or tripled it, except I don't know. So it's not even those in Nigerian kind of thing alone. But I'm trying to tell you, the point I'm trying to make is that, you see whatever situation we are in now, I can bet you that in 6 months, what's the 6 months? Let me just say, by December, this situation is going to look like a better, like it's going to look as if, last 2 months was so good. This one we are in is going to look like good news. It's not, I mean, the least we should be getting out of this and ensuring we get it is to ensure that all the indices that brings this suffering should be reduced. I don't know. That should be the least. Starting from that fuel subsidy, that fuel that was the first that is first demand of that should be the very least. Anyway, share time to tell. All right, quickly, let me go straight to Unimale. After Unimale, I'm going to come to after Unimale, I'm going to go straight to Reliever Best. Unimale, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you, Weminin. Thank you, Masadam. All protocols duly observed. What I want to talk, you say, can you hear me? Please, Weminin, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. What I want to talk, you say, make we not allow them use emotional blackmailing for us. They don't change the game they don't change the game again. They don't change the game again. They don't turn on to say when Buhari was there, did they protest? All those things are still pattern. Since we keep telling you guys, now for 19 pattern long low funwa, gidiwo long low funwa. Let me tell you guys, gidiwo long low funwa. Today now, you know all these days. Now only soldier and Olopa they talk to us. They one thing. Now, they say the thing that they do, the thing don't want the day organized now. Say they don't say car don't day for Kano, car don't day for Castina, car don't day for local jang, where everybody show up. What if immigration immigration is anything pay or have anybody can't pay what fun low when they know that when you don't give them money, they can't protest. But all them are pay only pay cost more drag. Only no anything agro Hunger na grow. Hunger na grow. Hunger na grow. Oh my jari pada. Make I tell you something. All those coffee they do for Kaduna, you know, go work. Because those guys, they don't get what they go eat. They survive on daily basis. They will come outside again. So, more wanna panic. I can boost morale or not. More see the boost morale they go. Am I to give up now? Bangladesh do it. We don't see say okay now. Say Abuja na straight road. To the state house na straight road. In 1 year's time, in 2 years' time, I'm out to. We go mash up on our own. Everybody go collect bus. We go mash up. Everybody go meet for there. Calling everybody. Thank God, because we can't continue like this. I just more. I'm not done morale here. More no do the morale. Make the morale still go. Make people not give up. Why? Because man never celebrate anybody. Can everybody give up? You see, rara. Kind of a conwani. So to pay uncle. So people put in money. Ah, I think kind of a conquer. It's a so long. I go my check to the friend, you know. See, make I tell you something. I know some speaker Hausa. Dambelo, if you hear me anything, don't give up. Boost your people morale. You guys are closer to Abuja. And see, you don't say now. Say, this is the first time I've seen the north. Nothing did that place. Yala yain. There's nothing there. All your elders are going to bury yala yain. Now nothing talk. Now all your elders they talk their life. I've seen the north for the past way down start the process. Making I wake up. You know saying? Open a leader. Look at them. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Low and there. Oh my God. They don't see anything they eat. They come crumbs. I like how kasua. If they be outside with a yummy, or if you look by Mogba, or you look by Mogba, or you look by Mogba, why would not go do but I want to get in back for there was a time too. The lady tell us say we don't come from Lagos. In back, I want to show me that we come from Ogun State. I must say, I in my journey. This racism don't do for Lagos State. Take capitalism. Or the buyer on Koja. Only Tinubu feel now why Tinubu feels and penetrates. Well, I'm going to tell you, we could say we don't come from Lagos. Now I think the phone going and what campaign being by more. And what anything by more. Damn, see they call you now. Boost your people morale. They don't chop in their life. They don't get anything. Look at your people. Everywhere dusty. They no terrors. And I see that they rubbish. Open a leader for there. Others say, man, fuck them. Others say, man, fuck them. They're not emma of God. They're emma of Satan. Any pastor to show your long. Any pastor, show your long. All that being a job. All the way to share for you where me but anywhere. I don't want being a job. To my boy, like a Jesus Christ and Loy by yen, yeah. At the free. But to my go by yen, yeah. Alors, at the free. God, we allow my show with one color. Because Anthony Berry share. Because Anthony Berry, F19, 19 career criminal. Number one career criminal. From the day one to the end of your life. Their life, 19 government. Look at tell now. If you don't collect if you don't push the morale now, 27 I'm soon one level passing late. Want for me they were. See, scope no they finish. Now why they call and say 419? Scope no they finish. They're going to give an emotional blackmailing all the time. Emotional blackmailing all the time. I ain't good. See, scope no they finish. Make a tell now. Make nobody give up. Everybody want to go to relax. Make nobody relax. So more coordinate. We are anything. Man, I'm going to send 1,000 to anybody account. You come block accounts go manage young buying. All those money not go. For instance, Lagos. One more skill they give 500,000 naira. I want to pay conclude. I want to pay I just get the code. All those we carry Osha come out for the code. Say that free they go do am. Who they send all those money to? Who they send all those money? Am I for fun? Am I for Nkeyi? Make it not for them. No be only people. No be only us they move money. Them say they move money. Am I for them? Thank you.
All right, thank you, Onimale. I just want to tell you, say make you just dey talk, they go. Don't stop. But let me emphasize that thing you said. All those.
Man, let me one thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Dambelo, that note, what the Bayern nothing dead there. Work on you guys. Now closer to Abuja. Now they very close to Abuja. I just go. See, we don't kill this. Now will collect the government. They will kill them. Make them look am. Make them look am. All the fear. Can go? Dambelo, they don't suffer. Now yeah, no, I have to go for them. Because I can see you. You know what's saying the truth. They don't man perish now. That's not life. Hey, they complain. Nobody's complaining about that thing. It's just really. Don't you see their videos?
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Unimale.
Let me just add to what this. Omina, God bless you, my brother. Thank you very much. You know, when you look at the peculiarity of Nigerian problems, it's just so crazy, and the ability of these criminals to sustain it, they do not sustain it because it's easy for them to sustain it because they have created systems to make sure we stay down. You know, and honestly speaking, for me, I say this that for me it's a very big win where we are today because many people did not even see today coming first. For us as witness and we are seeing it in real time, I know what is coming after now is even greater. We just have to push our people, get them out there. Just keep motivating people because it's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be easy. Understand that. It's not gonna be easy. These criminals are gonna do everything to make sure they try and stifle it, make sure people don't come out, make sure people don't. They have done what did Tinubu do? Bribe, paid imams, paid traditional rulers, bribe pastors, did everything to make sure people do not come out. And majority of many people, I'm saying this because many people, many of our people are on social media, on Twitter, they are tweeting. They're not out on the streets. The majority of people are on the streets do not have social media phones. They don't have the phones. They're not even send what they talk on. Their own is that Nigeria is happening to them real time. Real time. I have an extended video of that guy that came out and said, let me even find out his video. So I got an extended video. I'm going to probably post it up. You need to see the amount of people that they paid money to come and talk about no protest. You need to see the backstage discussion those guys were having. Hungry Nigerians. One of the people that they pay say, fuck you, Tinubu, you're a bastard. You don't have to do me anything. Someone that was paid to come and say no protest on screen. I'm going to post that video probably on my social media a month later. Nigerians are hungry. Nigerians are angry. Nigerians have no hope. It's a hopeless situation for so many people in that country. People are committing suicide every single day. So for us, it's just how to sustain it. And I think it's very, very important. Occupy Abuja is. I think, please, guys. I think we have to be very, very because this space started up on a very, very different note. I think we have to start putting up that hashtag Occupy Abuja. It's very, very important. Our people start to understand that we have to take this. These guys have to understand how serious we are. Nigerians have to show how serious we are. Let's take this protest to a seat of power. Let's take this protest to a seat. Well, I thank God another brother said, another brother said, you kill one, say 200 will come out the next day. You kill one, 5,000 come out. They don't even have this. Mobilize our people, everybody out there on the streets. All those that are sitting there right now, it is just similar. The middle class, the surviving class, let me call them surviving class because right now, Tinubu has successfully created three class of Nigerians. The elites, surviving class, and the poor. The surviving class were formerly the middle class. You guys that can afford DSTV, lavish life, and the rest. Right now, you're not the enter surviving class. You guys are surviving right now. You guys are not saying, you guys are not in the street with this. You guys are not protesting. You're the ones still going to work, still going to market, still going to your shops. No wahala. You go still reach everybody. You go touch everybody. This Tinubu's reign will touch everybody. Ronu, they look at all the bigots that supported him last year. Many of them have sold their Twitter accounts. They can't even tweet. They can't afford data to come up online. It's happening real time. That's what bad governance can cause. So for my, it's just to encourage Nigerians out there, please. This is day 6. We say we didn't do day 10. They are waiting for us to get tired. Encourage Nigerians out there. You that are not out there, your social media are not out there. Please go out and join your mates. Thank you. Well, let's go back to our speakers, please.
All right, quickly, straight up to thank you very much, Onimale. That was a very motivating, a very morale boosting submission. It's going to come at a price, but like you said, this is the best time to pay that price. It's not this is the best. It can never. It's not. It's never going to get cheaper than now. The longer we wait, the more expensive that price will be. That's just the thing. Except we just want to say, okay, let's manage this slavery. So there's no gain giving up at all. All right, quickly, real level best, please go ahead. After which I'll come to Office of the Nigerian Citizen. Real level best.
Okay. Thank you, Emily. Please, I want to thank everyone that has spoken and everyone that has holding forth. I also want to salute, everyone who has actually, come on the streets, actually to protect, across the nation. So I want to at least salute your courage, salute your doggedness. Well, I want to say one thing, that for me, the reason I'm protesting, and I'm part of this protest is not because it's not because I feel that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is even going to do any of the things that we are demanded. That is not why I'm protesting. I'm actually protesting because I just want to be a testament. I want to be a testament, to the fact that everything that we said Bola Ahmed Tinubu, was everything that we say not was that everything that we say he is, that is what he truly is. Because oftentimes, most times in politics, people will come and say something, and those things become, political rhetoric. So we are saying it because we want to win an election. We are saying it because we hate him. So I'm doing this protest because it's just like a testament to say these people that were voted into government, that these people are the worst of us. I've always said that APC government is not a political party, it's an evil organization. And it does sounded as though it's just one of those mean things that people can say to their opponent. But it's not. It's just a reality that for every other group of people that have managed this country, I think this set of people are specially selected from hell. And that is why anybody that associates himself with APC, I have no regard for that, such a person again. Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his gang, you understand, they've just come to destroy this country, and they will not stop. They will not stop. They will not stop. They will continue until either Nigerian people stop them, or maybe any other thing intervene. But I want to actually speak, really, 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 to our religious leaders, and also for we religious people, we that group, because people have talked about, oh, our religious leaders are not doing. The truth about the matter is that Wednesday service, they don't come to house and arrest people and say they will go. Sunday services, I don't think that these religious leaders, I don't think they come and arrest their members. Their members keep going to church. So one of the things we also do in this season is to stop attending, because if you have a religious leader, if you have a man of God, a Geo, that does not show concern for things that actually affect your life, and every Sunday you go to his business center and say you're worshiping God, the truth about the matter is that you can actually worship God in your house. You can, in short, in this season, people who actually want to save, you can kneel down in your closet in your house and pray. You don't need to go to church. This idea that people will go and populate places like Redeemed Church, Christ Embassy, all these places, you go there, you filled up on Sundays, but on protest day, you just, because the pastors have told you, don't worry, God is doing something, don't worry, we are believing God, God is good. That is part of the problem that we have, because the same wickedness that these politicians have, or the same way that these politicians have ripped us off, that is the same way our so-called religious leaders, they have lied to us, they have brainwashed us, they have taken everything. While we are getting poorer, they are getting richer. Like, I don't know how come people are not seeing it. Do you think if you don't go to church on Sunday that God is going to is going to make God to hate you? That if you don't go to patronize Adeboye, if you don't go to one of his business centers on Sunday, that God is going to somehow hate you? I don't like this because when you say they are not doing anything, it's because you keep, if they go on church on Sunday and people don't come, they want to know why are people not coming. They will know that Nigerians are serious. So part of the things we also do, part of the protests we also have in this end bad governance and end bad religiosity, end bad spiritual leaders. One of the things we'll do is to stop gathering ourselves in those places. Those things are not profitable. They are not solving any problem. As much as we have prayed all these years, our roads have not been built, our hospitals have not been built. The cars that God has given you, if God has actually given you a car, the roads they are riding these cars are not motorable. Insecurity persists. And somehow, if God is protecting you that you're not dying, your relatives have been dying, people around you have been sick, people, your friends has actually been caught up. So I don't know the world you live, where you go to church and the pastor say, oh, there is not going to be death. Meanwhile, your relatives are there. Even if God is saving you because you're going to redeem or you're going to winners or whatever church you're going to, God is saving you. I'm not trying to say that God is not real. I'm not trying to say serving God, but I'm not saying you cannot serve God in the dictate of these evil men, in the dictate of people. I said this thing a few years ago when I said this thing when we started this thing, that when Pastor Deboye went to Kaduna and said that El-Rufai was a good man, I said, this man is not a good person. When he said this thing, El-Rufai was actually officiating, the killing of Christians in the north. He was officiating actually demolition of churches in the north. And this Adeboye went there and was praising him. And many of them like that. These people are scammers. These people are worse than politicians. The money they have made out of you, politicians have not made it. The money that these people have made, build business centers across the nation, not just across the nation, all over the world. Politicians have not stolen the money these people have stolen, because politicians are stealing. Perhaps if they give them money to build roads, these people are stealing your salaries. They are stealing your heart. They are brainwashing you. These people are destroying home. Stop going to church. One of the things you can do, you can actually strike. You can actually boycott. God is not going. God is not going to change in this season. You might continue after, but one of the ways you can tell your pastors, your men of God, that they are not doing what they're supposed to do is by actually boycotting churches. You can't go. Look at a few days ago, I saw they are taking a walk in Redeem. They're taking a walk and you see thousands of people. This thing is brainwashed. That's why Kaiman said that religion is opium. The people who led the civil rights movement in America, this kind of movement we are leading now, the people who led it are religious leaders. The civil rights movement, the people who led it in the 50s and in the 60s were men of God, people like Martin Luther King Jr., people like Andrew Young, people like Fred Shotworth, people like Ward, people like Walker, people like Joseph, people like Laurie, people like Jesse Jackson. These people are men of God, people who actually preach. They are preachers. But today, your soul men of God is dialing with politicians, and every day you go and populate yourself in that church and you're singing. They make you happy for 2 hours and you come back to your misery the next hour. This thing is not real. This thing is part of the problem. This society cannot actually progress when you have a relationship between the clergyman and the politician. That is the surest way of a society going to hell. If you watch all the developed countries in the world, it is when the religious, when they break from secular politician, that's when society began to make progress. When you talk about industrial revolution in Europe, scientific revolution, it is when the church break. It is when the society break out of the church. It is when the society disassociated themselves, when it becomes. And the beauty of Christian religion is like it's individualistic. You can kneel down in your closets, in your simple places and pray. Read your Bible. The Bible for me is one of the best inspiration that one can get. Adepoyo does not need to tell you anything. In short, he's not even saying anything. He comes on Sunday and tell you that he's drinking tea with God. He comes another time and tell you one cock and bull story. He tells you that if you want to go to America, you don't need a visa. He tells you that he's riding his fuel finishes and he drove empty tank from Lagos to Badagry. These are nonsense that people still go there and listen to this man brainwash you. So part of what I'm saying this night, that one, I've said two things. One, that this protest, for me, I'm doing it. I'm not doing it because I want Bola. Bola Tinubu is not going to change. And it's not going to change, not so much because it's wicked. Because most times people can be very, very good. Like they are competent, they know how to do something, but the wickedness, they said they don't want to do it. But Ahmed Tinubu is just not, does not have anything in his head to offer. These people have come to steal. I said this thing the other day that Buhari government is that Buhari is, yes, it's a bad person, it's a bigot, and not the rest of them. But Buhari is not as greedy like he want to buy half of an NPC, he want to accumulate. But people around Buhari stole. Buhari had giant thieves around him that stole money. But Buhari in person is not so much interested in, so I want to buy an NPC, I want to buy this one, I want to collect. No, it's not that kind of a person. But the problem that we have in Tinubu is that Tinubu have, like Buhari, have gigantic thieves around him. But Tinubu himself too is a very, very big thief. That is why if we leave these people would, like, by the time Tinubu is done, if we allow him, like, this country would know more. They would have. But that's the difference between Buhari and Tinubu. Tinubu is like a big masquerade, like a big thief. Buhari is not that a thief. He's like a very simple person. He had thieves around him who stole money and all that stuff. But Buhari in this, Tinubu is stealing. His squad, everybody around him want to steal as much as Tinubu want to steal. They want to accumulate more land as they want. As I mean, when you go to Abuja now, you see that all of them, Bajabi and Mila, all of them, they've named state after them. They've taken all over the place and all the rest of them. That's what they do. Tinubu will take a land in Kano. He will take a land in Kaduna. He will buy an NPC. He will not be satisfied. He will buy a Nigerian railway. He will not be satisfied. These are the kind of people we are dealing with. And if we don't do something about it, if Nigerian people don't, so a situation where we are protesting, people are still opening shop. Like, are you okay? A situation where Nigerians are protesting, people are still driving car, like they are still saying, oh, when I wait on, they will carry leave and put in their car. No, the kind of protest they want is the kind of protest that will be like, that will be like ants. Like, have you seen soldier ants? Like, have you seen soldier ants? That kind of soldier, like that kind of soldier ant movement. People will just come out. Nigeria will know that we are serious. It's not a matter of 100 people being on the street. No, because this thing is affecting everybody. Everybody know that we are in pain. But Nigerians have a wolf because religious leaders are telling you, no, this is not the time. They're not. Okay, that you do not protest against Buhari, is that anybody's fault? If Tinubu had done everything right, if he had done everything right, cost of living, fuel, if he had done everything right, maybe I might don't want him to do another one term. But if anybody want to protest, I might say, oh, why didn't you protest when Buhari was there? This man is. But the truth about the matter is that we can even ask Buhari now to come back. You can imagine, like, I never thought a day will come. If Nigerians are asked today, say, do you want Buhari to come back and let Nigerians will, because a dollar was 190 something. How much? Okay. How much was dollar when Buhari left? How much was price of fuel when Buhari left? How much was a bag of rice when Buhari left? Today, Tinubu have taken everything and there is no end in sight. That is the problem. There is no end in sight. There is no solution. There is no print. There is no blueprint. There is no yellow print. There is no red print. There is no black print. And Nigerians are still, opening their shop and be selling, two naira something, 1 naira something, until something will come and kill them. So that at the end of the day, that shop, you'll not be able to open it again. I think we should be serious if we really need to do something. But if this country is going to hell right now, because the people you're dealing with are not people who actually feel your pain. They don't feel your pain. They don't have solution to the problem. They don't have. Tinubu doesn't have. That is the problem. He doesn't have. The only thing that Tinubu knows how to do is to destroy this country. And if we don't take time, he will destroy it. Thank you so much. I thank every one of you. Let's keep fighting. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Releva
I
Best.
beg you, just 1 minute then. Thank you very much, my brother Level Best. Let me just add to what Level was saying. Nigeria is at the point in time whereby people are openly discussing about the military coming back. I saw a tweet David Hunde made earlier on today with his chest saying he doesn't mind a military dictator coming back. We are at that point in time. It is crazy what Tinubu has done to this country in the space of 1 year. It is insane. Do you know what it means that in the space of 1 year, Tinubu have doubled our debt? Under Buhari, our debt was at 77 trillion naira. In 1 year, Tinubu has taken it to over 130 something trillion. In 1 year, with nothing to show for it. No infrastructure you can point in 1 year Tinubu has built. No hospital, no school, no major roads. Nothing you can point in 1 year. Now, okay, paying salary. and buying SUVs, buying private jets, buying yachts for himself in 1 year. Look at the expose by Dambelo. I thought that's not what we already know. But I'm happy that he's taking it right now. It is going down to the poor Nigerians on the streets. We have no reason as Nigerians to be hungry. And we have this conversation on the violence. I think that was early this year. So when we're talking, I don't know when we did this year or last year when we're talking about this military, we're putting comparison military and democracy in Nigeria. Under democracy now, we are protesting, and just are protesting peacefully. We have recorded over close to 40 deaths. What is there to enjoy on that? What has democracy done for Nigerians? So it's a shame seeing
Saddam,
honest.
Saddam, see, military government, like they've like military government not even do
You
this
know, try
one.
am.
During military, like I'm not talking about I'm talking like Abacha government. They never even did this one that people are doing. They never, like, if it's what happened in Abuja, like what happened in Abuja was like a war. Even when protesters, like, we had leave, like we collected 3 branches, like, to show, like, no, this one is not anybody taking. No, nobody actually did anything. Say they went to destroy something in Abuja. These people were told. In short, a policeman called me because I had gone to that very place they asked us to go, and before I got there, they have dispersed our people. And I got there, I didn't see any. So the policeman called me and told me that the instruction given to them is that even if they see us on the road, that they should beat us up, squeeze us, so that, like, and leave us, like, because he was telling me that they will take they might not going to detain me, but this thing is that they should just beat us. So the instruction that they had, just to tell you how these people behave, like, that's to tell you what we are into. They were instructed them, just anybody that is protesting. So this one, they are telling you people want to hijack protests, people want to do. No, these people are. This one is not. So when people are talking about military regime, it's even cheap to manage because they don't have these overbloated houses of assembly, senate, and all the rest of them. And if you watch military regime, most people who even stole money under military regime, most of them are civilians. Most of the people who made money under military regime are civilians themselves. Right? People like Abiola, people like most of these people made money under, even Odros Okalo, Rochas Okorocha, most of them made money under military regime. Most of those military men were not, as maybe the president or something might just had, take some money, but you didn't see the rank of military. All of them take. Look, watch the governors. Now, let me give you an example. Watch all the governors that were governor administrators in state. How many of them today, Storm? How many of them are super rich? All those administrators in during military regime. How many of them? How many of them? Count it. This is what I'm saying, is that this idea that, oh, we don't want military, we can only say we don't want military when the democracy we have is actually making sense. If it's not making sense and military is not, what's bad about most of the infrastructure that we have today, most of the key infrastructure that we have today were built by military. Most of those, I keep telling people, what other this thing that, like in that Lagos today, most of the bridges that you see in Lagos, especially Third Mainland Bridge, we are built by this thing. Most of our monuments today, national monuments, this Abuja we are talking about was, so if somebody is talking about democracy as it relates to Nigeria and they say, oh, what have we actually enjoyed? What is it that we have enjoyed? We have actually created more criminals that are not satisfied with the money they've stole, that is ready to steal and steal and steal and steal. These people are out to kill us. Like, that is what they want to do. Bola Ahmed Tinubu and APC, they are here to kill. And that is what they are doing. They are here to kill. If people, Nigerians, came out to protest peacefully, and you're killing them, then who do you want to lead? I'm talking to those people who try to, make sense of APC, try to justify Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So I'm not protesting that it's going to change or it's going to do anything. I'm protesting as a testament that whatever we say APC is, that is what they really is. These people are evil. They have come to kill us, and we must kill them and everybody who support them, directly or indirectly. Father, I'm sorry for
My
cutting you
brother,
short.
no, you have to come in. I understand. It's understandable because honestly speaking, Nigerians we have this herd mentality of oh, oh, the people that fought for democracy, you all fucking criminals, thieves, that just used democracy to come into power to steal and steal and steal. I've been asking myself, what is the dividends of democracy? That 24 years after democracy, Nigerians do not have steady light. Nigerians don't have water. We don't have roads. We don't have basic amenities. These are basic amenities in 2024. When the world has gone, the world is talking about the metaverse. In fact, the Elon Musk are tired of it. They're already looking at how to develop Mars. We are still talking about basic amenities. Tinubu is sharing rights. In 2024, you're sharing rights. You're sharing rights in 2024. What have you given Nigerians to that you will want them to say, oh, don't talk about it? Since many people say, oh, don't ever say the worst of democracy, the worst of democracy is better than the military. I say, what nonsense are you speaking? What nonsense are you speaking? Nigerian Republic had a coup last year. In less than 1 year, Nigerian Republic are better than Nigeria today. Nigerian Republic is better than Nigeria as we speak today. Cameroon they use us catch cruise. Cameroonians are saying a Tanzania in Cameroon is a multi-millionaire in Nigeria. Go to the boundaries of Nigeria. Go to Benin Republic. I grew up in the Benin Republic, Nigeria. You can take 10,000 to Benin Republic and you're a big boy. Benin Republic currency as we speak today is bigger than Nigerian currency. What has democracy done for Nigeria? That you will see people talk about, oh, I'm standing for, I think a military is coming, and you say, oh, don't talk about it. No, don't talk about it. You must be crazy. You must be brainwashed. Oh, military, they will take away your rights. Do we have rights in Nigeria today? Do Nigerians have rights in Nigeria today? That they can even openly come out and say, yo, they are going to arrest the people in diaspora that they are being sponsors of protests. What is the difference between that and the military? The only difference is that people are used Babariga to be thieves. You're worse than the military. Democracy under APC is worse than the military. 100 times. I take it to the bank anytime, any day, anywhere. APC is worse. I will take a better than APC. At least we know we could count. We said Abacha and friends and sons that were stealing. Now any Tom, Dick, and Harry is a thief. Bayo Onanuga can be a thief tomorrow. One contract. Look at the watches these guys are putting on for Christ's sake. Look at what Dela Leke is wearing on his hand. On a very normal day as military, you go where they wear watch of over $500,000 to your hand. They go cut your hand off now. You will explain how you got that money. If you steal, you will steal and hide it. Look at what Wike is. Nigerians are suffering of poverty. Wike is wearing Gucci, wearing and Givenchy, Versace, and the rest, and coming in public to address and tell you people are. The audacity. Military, at least you go. Even if they steal, you go hide them. You don't openly flaunt your wealth, flaunt your ill-gotten wealth in the face of people that are suffering hunger. It's crazy. So democracy is not working for Nigerians as it stands today. This thing is not called democracy because democracy has to work for the people. It's not working for the people. It is. I don't know what to call it, but what we're having in Nigeria is not democracy. Democracy that you cannot even choose your leaders. Did we elect Tinubu? Did Nigerians vote Tinubu in? Did we vote him in? Man, it's crazy, yo. Please. Honestly, I just saw that David's tweet and I was like, we're getting to that point. Please let's pass the mic on, please, to other people, please. Thank you very much, Robert.
I have heard you. You are saying we've got to that point. It's just that this is a conversation I don't like to. Not like I don't like. Apparently, people are not comfortable with it. But I'm going to say it. Disclaimer on violence, please.
My brother, fuck what people are comfortable with. And Nigerians comfortable.
I can say it with my full chest. And I'm saying it with my full chest of my chest. That, I mean, I think David is coming late. I am one of those that are wish. As a matter of fact, if military were to take over Nigeria today, I think I would be more comfortable thinking about coming to Nigeria. At least, see, and You see that thing you said?
I go do giveaway.
That argument people give of, you know, that was almost everything that Madam Obi said that day. When I asked her that question, she wanted to answer it politically. That was where that was the only thing I was almost going to disagree with her. Of course, that was close to when she was going to leave the space, so we didn't really talk about it long. But see, you see me, full with my whole, and any argument anybody want to say, I'm not even interested. Yes, say, oh, we are wishing for another devil. The truth is that I will rather I'm tired of dealing with an APC devil. I would rather deal with a worse military. Let the military be the devil. At least,
Do you know what meaning?
at least
The argument that people put forward about the military is that we don't have rights, that our rights, because they could
I'm
suspend the constitution. Do you have rights? Those
not,
of you in Nigeria, you get rights. Because let's face facts. Let's face facts here,
me,
right? Nobody get rights.
As far as I'm if that, and people will say, oh, the current military, they are as corrupt as this thing. Yes. What me I just want I want to know in my mind that I'm dealing with the devil and the person is the devil. At least I'll feel more comfortable and know that, okay, the only thing, look at where I don't cross. What this current establishment is doing is both, I usually say it every time, it's both mental and physical matching of Nigeria, like all way. So I mean, I don't mind though, that people with anybody with David, me I joined David camp. In fact, I was there already. I wish it in fact, I even pray it sometimes. I pray it literally. I literally just pray that if that's the only way, let it just happen. So I don't put water for my account. It's a good wish. I consider it a good wish of mine actually sometimes. Anyway, let's just go ahead with the speakers. I'm going to go to Office of Nigerian Citizen, after which I'll come to.
Okay.
I'm going to go to Office of Nigerian Citizen, after which I'm going to come to.
Wait a minute, you jumped me, honestly.
Yeah, but I know when you came. There was one audio on bank. I was one that actually accepted your request. There was audio on bank before you came. All right, Office, go ahead.
Yes. I hail everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're spacing from in the world. Thank you for coming to another edition of Violence Space. We are at a very, very critical point, a critical moment in our nation's history. And I'll start by saying that anybody that thinks that anybody that is in Tinubu's cabinet is honorable, everybody, whether they look innocent or not, from Wale Edun to Cardi B, every one of them. In fact, I told someone today that if Tinubu sends me message to give me an appointment, I'll have to go and check whether I'm a fraudster. Because it's not possible for you to work with the guy and you don't have a history of fraud. Anyway, that's by the way. I have a couple of messages for different kinds of people. One, I think MS Adam has already talked about pastors and the various religious leaders. But I'm going to say something that happened to me in a couple of seconds. I took the message that Emir Saddam quoted Spirikoko NG, and then my reply when I said that if the church organized itself, right, and instead of, in fact, nobody says don't do prayer work. Go on the streets, the same manner you do your prayer work, and carry a placard and just put end bad governance. You don't have to talk too much, right? Something as simple as that. And while you are doing it, you are speaking in tongues on the road, you are chanting whatever you're chanting. The world sees you that you are standing together as a church to end bad governance. You don't even understand the kind of message that you will pass to the people that are in power, to your members and all of that. But if you decide you are going to keep quiet about the plight of the oppressed, and instead take sides with the oppressors, then there is a story that happened in the book of Nehemiah. Nehemiah went to rebuild the wall, and he was holding his sword in one hand and he was praying in the other hand. But some people decided to stand against Nehemiah. Something happened to them. Their names are Sanballat and Tobias, and I've forgotten the third guy's name. Those guys ended up in ruin. So anybody that decides to stand against the work that God is doing through the end bad governance protest, the fate of Nehemiah's enemies will attend to you. That's one. Two, my message to the elite class. class. I say this, Nigerians are the nicest people in the world, right? They protested against brutality, they were shot dead, 2020. They tried the ballots, they were denied. They tried the courts denied them. They tried to protest against hunger. They even gave the government 1 month notice. I have not seen them in the war where somebody goes to do protest and give 1 month notice. Nigerians are the nicest people, the easiest to govern. Still, we were not even acknowledged, but instead we are killed on the streets. The day the Nigerian people decide to burn down the country, I hope nobody is going to say that we have not tried every single option available. I'm just saying that let that be on record. Another thing, my message now, because I know that now they are beginning to try to mobilize the Nigerian military based on a premise that people are flying a Russian flag. Please, dear Nigerian military, I'm telling you this. It's not a treasonable offense. It is not a terrorist activity if you fly a flag of a friendly country. What's the word? The Russian embassies in Nigeria, they have the Russian flag flying there. Multinationals that are based in Russia, if there are any, will fly the Russian flag. So every excuse they are trying to give to interfere into a peaceful protest will be, I don't know which English word to use, but we no go agree. Now pigeon enter my head. So you do not have any business with interfering with we are not at war with Russia. So I don't know where your nonsense is coming from. And I say, please stay away from this thing. Another one. Sorry, I'm trying to just make this as clear as well. My message to the women in Nigerians everywhere around the world. Please, I want to say this. We see what Tambelo is doing with regards to the North. If you're a Christian or if you're a Muslim, please take up these kinds of, I say it. Emir Saddam said it, please, if you can, even if you cannot even do anything, take the messages that you get. Most of them happen on Twitter or on YouTube. Take them to Facebook. I do this a lot, right? I own a very small Facebook page. But what I do is I take some of these messages and I put them, I spend hundreds of thousands of naira on ads just to make sure that these messages get to specific locations, e.g., Northern Nigeria, e.g., the ones that need to go to the Southern Nigeria, go to Southern Nigeria. So please do that so that you can get the message out there. Another critical part of this warfare we are in, I always say, is information. You have to make sure that the right information gets to the right people at the right time. Please, let's invest in communicating the truth to Nigerians as much as possible. Of course, this is where I always say, those that know me know that I'm a community notes advocate. If you can, I take God beg you, join community notes. I'm rounding up wait a minute. If you can, please join community notes. Even if you don't want to even join, be requesting community note on Facebook on fake news so that contributors can really rate those notes. In summary, if you don't kill APC, APC will kill you. Kill APC or you will die. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Office of the Nigerian Citizen. And well done with the community note movement. Whenever I see some of those notes, I know there's a review of those notes. Quickly, I have to go review. I know that my people don't draw facts there. I will go review and say it's very correct. This is the correct information. Thank you very much. All right, quickly, I'm going to go straight now I'm going to come to you, Dreams. Let me just quickly take, and we'll try to rush now. We are more like at the nick of time. So as much as possible, let's just do 3 minutes. Audio, let me quickly take Audio, Banky, then Dreams in that order. Audio, are you there? All right. Audio is not there. Banky, please go ahead.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Emir Saddam. Well-meaning. Thank you, saying give me this space, man. I don't wait it. My question is to my fellow diaspora and Nigerians. The question is, what are we doing? Like, these people, they are too comfortable in Abuja. Like, we come here every now and then, speak grammar, speak English, and I mean, what is the way forward? Very soon, even all of us will be abroad, very soon, the people will get their country, they go soon they chase us. If we don't fix our home now, when we go fix them? Things are fucked up back home. If not to occupy Abuja straight up, let's occupy Abuja. Let's do whatever we can to save our country now. If not to the trend, occupy Abuja, let's do it. These people are too comfortable in Abuja. They are too comfortable. Things are going down the drain in Nigeria. Everything is fucked up. We know if we sit down, make things be like this. It's getting out of hand. Yes, we might have dual citizenship and whatever, but our country is still our country. Any day, anytime. Things is fucked up back home. We need to wake the fuck up right now. We are in diaspora, speaking English, speaking grammar. We're not pushing for anything. Let's push, guys. We know if we day like this, man. We know forget about the dual citizenship we all have. Our country is still our country. It's better we start now. We start the battle now. We start the journey now. I'm tired of the English. We come here and speak. Let's trend this thing. Occupy Abuja, whatever it is now, because these corrupt politicians, they'll keep doing whatever they are doing, stealing money all the time. It's better we start now. I yield the
All
mic.
right. Thank you
Thanks.
very much, Banky. Totally agree with you. I mean, I want to just say that trending it, tweeting it is the least. And I really, I think, putting out a tweet, that should be the least. You could even go further, like, to any way you feel you can mobilize in your own. That I said this thing from the beginning of this protest, that a lot of things that has to happen in this protest cannot be organized. It cannot be. I mean, those that can be organized can, but it cannot be. Oh, we gather together in one place. How about if you do one or two people now carry people from somewhere, come Abuja, run out any way in your own capacity. But one thing we must do now is occupy Abuja. The noise is not getting to this people. The truth is that, and Abuja is very easy. So please let's also try to make that happen. All right, quickly, I'll go straight now to dreams. After dreams, I'll come to God's will.
Yeah, thank you very much, women in Nigeria. Emir Saddam, good evening to you, Omame Balande. You see, I was listening to you people when you guys were talking about the military. I was already considering within me that you see that military might be an option or what. But I still remember that the military we are talking about is that of the bandit recruited military that we have. And I also remember that we are talking about the military that are already doing Tinubu's beats all this while. So I just dash out that part. Now, you see,
James, is Tinubu not a bandit?
that is why that is the level of
My point is that
doom
let's just
we've
know we are dealing with bandits, not bandits in disguise. That's the point.
yeah. So what I want to say is this: look, considering if we consider what APC have done to Nigerians, we will realize that APC has actually denied everything uh, uh, for Nigerians. They've denied us everything. And what the only thing I think that is just left for us is our human right, our existential right. And they are actually coming for it also to take it from us. That is why they can use brute force to actually kill us when we speak out that we are hungry. They still want to kill us to make sure they shut us up. Now, this is the only thing left for us. If they actually, which God forbid, they eventually take this particular one from us, we'll just we'll just be like a slave. And the next thing these people would, because that is the only thing they can go next, is just to bring physical change to chain Nigerians. Like, because that is the only thing that is remaining. It's just if they succeed in taking this right from us, that is, they have finalized us being their slaves. It's just to chain us, because right now, Nigerians are actually slaves with invisible chains, and they want to ensure that they make it physical so that they can perfect their cruelty. So please, if we let us understand that we don't need to lose this particular time, like this right. We don't need to joke with it. If it is if it is doing enough like massive publicity up on this Occupy Abuja, road to Abuja, hashtag road, if it is to do as a massive campaign publicity worldwide, let people start picking interest in this. Let people start understanding the need to fight now. I think it will really help us, because one is this protest still need much of publicity. Now that people are now already feeling that protest is calling down, we now need to revive it back with enough public. If we can sponsor ads, let's start sponsoring ads. Let's start doing jingles. Let's start making this protest enticing, where people can, the whole world will talk about it, which they are already talking about it. Hi, it will really help us. And our next move is, everybody, wherever you are, let's go to Abuja. Wherever you are, start making planning. We will hit Abuja. Let's go to Abuja.
All right.
This will now happen in our time. This will never happen. This is the only thing we have to live for our children. They've taken everything. Like, they've taken everything, our future, our children's future.
Mm.
To rescue this country is the only thing we can give them, honestly speaking.
Yeah.
Child, we need to work. All hands should be on desk at this point in time. These people are already coming for us directly.
All
Thank you.
right. Thank you very much, Dreams. Thank you. Thank you very much for that submission. First of all, I also want Nigerians to know that through this protest so far, we've made a loud noise. As a matter of fact, people that have heard this protest from, and I mean non-Nigerians that have heard this protest from, we've made a loud noise. And like Saddam said earlier, one thing we must do is to sustain it. And that's very important, is to sustain it. And the truth is, I know why it looks, this protest started on a very high note. And if you're a marathon runner, or if you are someone that runs or just like 1.5, the Olympics is currently going on. If you follow the athletes, you probably discover that people that run like all those 1.5, 10,000, 5,000 meters, it's true. If you start to run very fast from the beginning, chances are, okay, you at some point you come down. Then if you're a good runner, towards the end again, you pick up. So the point, that picking up point, one thing I know that this protest has done or is doing is that it has, to a very large extent, killed that whole mystery, mystery around NSAS, this, if you protect, it has killed that. Because the good thing was, even after the first day when they tried killing people, the second day people were still out, third day people have still been out. So that was the first. That's, for me, is like the first win. And from there, let's just keep pushing. At some point, this hunger, we lead the protest that it created. All right, quickly, I'm now going to go to Rita, after which I'll go to, if you don't have the speaker section intend to speak, ensure your hand is up. We're gradually going to wind down, so but I want to be sure that those are on speaker section and those that want to speak. Gospel, please go ahead.
All right, thank you, well-meaning Emir Saddam, Ambolande, everybody. I kind of lost my voice. Please bear with me, everyone. I bring you greetings wherever you're listening from. Thank you very much for this great opportunity again to speak here. Fellow Nigerians, to be very honest, the Ash End Bad Governance protest is very important. As a matter of fact, it is sacrosanct. It is sacrosanct because as it stands today, Tinubu is obviously taking us on a directionless journey. Tinubu is taking us on a directionless journey. At least if you're going to Abuja, no matter how slow your vehicle is, so long you are going towards the direction that is taking you to Abuja, you will know definitely you're going there. So no matter how slow, you know you are getting there. But in our case as a nation today, we don't even know where we're going to. We have no idea where this man is taking us. And that is dangerous. I'm getting feedback, please. That is dangerous for we, the citizens. To be very honest, Nigerians in diaspora, the coldness over there is too loud. It is too loud, and you guys have to do something about it. Ukrainians were going back to Ukraine to fight war. A known face went to Ukraine, flew into Ukraine to fight war. He went there and he died. His picture was trending all over. Here we are doing just protests. We are not asking you to fly into Nigeria to come and protest. We are saying galvanize yourself wherever you are and begin to do something. These politicians here, they put their eyes in, oh, if it's hot here, we will fly out and go there. When they are done with whatever they're doing, we're going to come back. Do something, because it is you and me. We are all in this together. Look at what is happening in UK. As of last year, if they tell you what is happening in UK now will be happening there, would you have believed that? But it's happening today. I saw Elon Musk tweet about it, asking Starmer, why are all communities not protected? That was his tweet. That's to tell you how serious what is going on out there is. So if you are thinking you are comfortable because you have a dual citizenship, I am so sorry. Because people in Ukraine, they had dual citizenship too. But when it happened, Ukrainians left them, even with their little babies in the cold, taking their people, because their people matters more to them than wherever you came from, because you have a country. And if it happens, you have a place to go, but they don't have. So high time we put our hands together and know that this is our fight, is our country, and we have to fix it the better for everybody. According to Daily Farotimi, Nigeria is having a national protest for the first time in 37 years. In 37 years. This End Bad Governance protest has demystified the lies that they have been telling us, the lies we've known, the lies we've grown with, that the North and South can never have anything in common. But now, hunger have unified us. And today we are shouting with a very loud voice, Ash end bad governance in Nigeria. We don't want to care who is there. We are just saying, Ash end bad governance in Nigeria, because the hunger is in the north and the hunger is in the south. For once, that lie that north and south can no longer come together has been destroyed by hunger. And everybody is shouting with a loud voice. And this unity now is the one threatening the very existence of the people we've been calling elites in this nation. They paid people to destabilize the protest. The payment did not work. Some collected the money and exposed them. You are giving us 5,000 naira. We need more than 5,000 naira. We don't want. They did everything. All they did backfired. And now they are coming to tell us that the president has spoken. What has his speech since on Monday? Well, I see your hand. What has his speech done in Nigeria? The same man who stood on May 29th to say subsidy gone and the whole of Nigeria was on standstill. Queue all over the filling station. Videos of matured men fighting emerged and was trending. But the same man have spoken since on Monday. Today is Tuesday. Fuel is still standing where it is. Every everything. Inflation is still where it is. And you're telling us that he has spoken. We should call off the protest. Nigerians are still committing suicide because of hunger. People are still sleeping under the bridge. IDPs are still there. Thank God for someone that spoke about Nigerians eating grasses. During the election period, I saw some of those videos. And that was why I had to put in the work I put in for the first time in my entire life.
All right.
And now we're having a protest. You're telling us the president has spoken. He has spoken and fuel is still standing. Inflation is still there. Everything is still standing still. Nothing to show that the man has spoken to the people. You're telling us to call it off. I know we don't have time. We have this one chance. And if we miss it, Omo, it go bad. It go bad. Because the
All right.
fact is, whatever we are demanding for today is still for the betterment of those who are in government. Buhari yesterday was a president, today he is no more. He used to travel to the UK for medical care, but I don't think he can afford to travel the way he was traveling while he was a
All right.
president before. So whatever you do today is going to affect you tomorrow. So what we're demanding is for the betterment of every Nigerian, be you in office, be you out of office, is for the betterment of us all. So do
Right.
it for us, and let's have a nation that works.
All
Our
right.
farmers are still home
Thank you. Thank you very
because
much.
of terrorism.
All
Fix it
right.
and let them go back to farm so that we can have food. Don't give us GMOs. We don't need GMOs because we have naturally made food. We just need our farmers to go back to farm and be able to farm our
Lisa,
food
can you
so
hear
that
me?
we can eat and eat well.
Can you
I
hear me?
yield. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. All right. Let me quickly go to Abdul Sobu. Your name is kind of strange. Let me quickly go to Abdul Sobu. While Abdul Sobu is speaking, for those of us that are on the speaker section, I'm going to be checking. If your hand is not up, I'll probably, like, I have so many requests, and I want to see if I can take as many people before round. So if your hand is
Good
not up
evening.
while Abdul is speaking, I'll probably have to drop you so I can bring up other persons. Go ahead, Abdul.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. It's so shocking to see individuals with their own personal oil wells controlling what should be the national asset. I've been opportuned, to intern in a lot of oil companies, Deconic, Nigeria Limited, and Chevron. So when you see people that have their own oil well alone, you cry. What should be a national asset? And then who are not doing anything about it. That's a shame. That's a shame. I won't say much actually. It's just the same thing we are all saying. So, but it's so sad for people like us. Even if Nigeria is not working, they shouldn't have to cut our dream short. We want to travel out of the country, but until these people are still making it hard for us. Day by day, seconds by seconds, month by month, year by year, things are getting hard. We don't have our own future. We don't even know what our future looks like. What do we want to do? So, but then it's just good. It's just good. I know one day we are going to triumph over this, situation, over this government. And Tinubu does not have anything to do upstairs there. He has the money, but he just wants to make history. But by God's grace, we are going to make. I hope it's going to come alive, and this country is going to stand still in a positive way. By God's grace, for the sake of our kids, our future. If our mothers, our fathers cannot do that, if they don't have that kind of mentality, which I'm not saying against them, but we are going to fight for this and we are going to get it. Nigeria is going to be a good place, a developed country by the grace of Almighty Allah. So I just want everybody to do their thing, protest, do whatever you have to do. So wherever you are in the United States, Nigeria, please protest. Let this man leave that place. God bless us. We are going to get there by God's grace. Thank you very much for
All
allowing me to
right.
speak.
Thank you very much, Abdul. Thank you for adding your voice.
Thank you, but Abdul, my brother. Thank you very much. But I just want to help you. I just want to help correct a notion that we have, that's where I think we should start correcting ourselves. Nigeria can never get better by the grace of Allah. That is just the truth. We have to start telling ourselves the truth. Very, very, very important. Nigeria can never get better by the grace of Allah or by the grace of God or by the grace of any supreme power. Nigeria can only get better by having politicians that will fix Nigeria with economic policies that have the mind to work. Saudi Arabia did not get better by the grace of Allah. Qatar did not get better by the grace of Allah. China today are not getting better by the grace of Buddha, Hindu, or whatever it is. Everything has to do with people willing and ready to work. And you see, that's part of what I was saying earlier on, the emancipation we as a generation have to start having. We have to start emancipating ourselves. Your relationship with Allah is a personal relationship. Your relationship with your God is it's a personal relationship. We have to start telling ourselves this truth. It has nothing to do with development. It has nothing to do with development of your society. Allah will not come down and give you what He has empowered you to do for yourself. That's why you can look at and say, okay, look at how wealthy Qatar is. Look at how developed UAE is. Look how developed Saudi Arabia is. Then go and just oppose it with probably a Yemen. These are two Muslims or a Pakistan. Look at Malaysia. Malaysia came to Nigeria in the 80s, in the 70s, and came and took away our palm oil, our palms, and went back to Malaysia. And today they are getting billions of revenue from the palm they came to Nigeria to collect like less than 30 years ago. Malaysia is a Muslim country. Indonesia is a Muslim country. These are great nations. So our generation, we have to demystify these lies by this evil political class, evil religious class. God, Allah will not come down and save us. We come out every day, see people go to church, mosques, praying, disturbing Allah, disturbing God. Make Him rest. He won't do anything for us that He has empowered us to do for ourselves. If Bola Ahmed Tinubu chooses not to fix Nigeria, there is nothing Allah will come down and do. There is nothing God will come down and do. God does not sign contracts. No be God buy private jets. No be God they steal our oil. Very, very important to change this mentality as the people. That's why for me it's very important with these pillars that have kept Nigeria down. Pillar of religion, pillar of tribalism, bigotry. These pillars we really need to break these pillars down. So that our people can openly think and say, oh, Omo, if we don't fix Nigeria ourselves, nothing is coming to help us or save us from anywhere. Thank you. When Nigeria, back to you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I was just going to say that that grace, God has given it to us to use it to save. So God is not going to rig election for you. God is not going to protest on your behalf. So right. So I
People
mean,
that are meant to protest are doing church work. They work out for church.
if you can't finish, on God don't go wire you for us. You go know where you did. All right. Anyway, quickly, let me just yeah, okay. Let me quickly go to, if you know you're on the speaker section and you intend to speak, I just rotated the speaker. So maybe let me also give the benefit of that. Maybe check your phone. If you requested the mic, check your phone to be sure that you've been accepted so you could raise your hand. So if your hand is not up, I assume maybe you requested and you are no longer there. So I'll probably have to drop you and there's enough speakers to keep rotating it until we have people that, want to speak. But for now, I'll just go to Justice, after which I'll come to Julian.
Yes, thank you very much, my brother, well-meaning Nigerian, Emir Saddam, Omibolanle, and distinguished members of the violent space. Um, it's heartbreaking, hearing some of the things we hear, especially each time Emir Saddam pops up, to drop one or two facts. And of course, just like so many other Nigerians who are hearing and reading stuff on the internet and how suddenly Nigerians are clamoring for military rule, it has never really gotten this bad that we now have a kleptomaniac kind of civilians that no longer fear the might of the people. Just recently, Sri Lanka, has also stopped giving Nigerians visa on arrival. Sri Lanka, Emir Saddam. So at what point is Nigeria's reputation going to wane? At what point are we to be? Maybe you are just at the bottom barrel at this point, simply because some greedy members of our society chose a criminal drug baron, a certificate forger, somebody that is up till now viewed to be a US asset, to take over Nigeria. David Hunde is still dropping his letters, still talking about how life has really rolled backwards. He just dropped one. I just read one now. That he even wished that somebody like Obasanjo continued in his third, fourth, and fifth term. That he knows with those kind of technocrats in power, perhaps Nigeria wouldn't have been where it is now. Can you imagine to what extent Nigerians are right now? The 3 tubers of yam, 40,000. And yes, of course, like you said, so many people are still feeling that it's not up to the level for which they will protest. No problem. The chicken will come home to roost. That's for a fact. But for those who understand that this is a serious moment for Nigeria, for those who still understand that this is a make or map situation, that at least you have to, put up and raise your voice, be part of those that count to say, enough of this. This is not the right way to lead a country. They are the ones that we say kudos. To those who have sustained injuries even doing this, to those who have lost businesses doing this, to those who have died, they have laid down their lives in this legitimate protest to say enough is enough. This is not a way to run the country. They will forever be remembered. That's all I have just come up to say. But you see, as much as we talk about these things, it is so saddening that right now, majority of Nigerians are calling seriously on the military to take over. Because even the nations around West Africa and Africa, where the military men and women have taken over, they haven't had it this bad. They haven't really had it this bad. Niger just fell in the hands of the military, and they are much better. Look at what the young Traore is doing in Burkina Faso. Look at Mali. Nigeria, how did we get to this point where we have greedy, mortar refining politicians? And kudos to Dambelo. And I hope that this protest continues. It will not stop. There is no iota of gagging that will stop. It is very clear to most Nigerians, especially the Northerners, that the people that are holding this country down are the people in power. It is not about sharing money, giving money to governors, that these monies that don't actually even trickle down to the very minute part of society, the commoners on the streets. It doesn't translate to anything. These are just looters and legislators everywhere. It's a shame. And yes, to those who have left the country and think, to those who have japered and for some reason wonder that, yes, they have escaped Nigeria. No, you haven't. Because if you were abroad and you were sending 20,000 naira before home and it solved a lot of problems, right now you're sending 200. I see your hand warming in Nigeria. So it hasn't helped you in any way. So for everyone, it is a concerning moment for all of us to at least raise our voices and be concerned about this country that we call our own. The right-wing movement is sweeping across Europe now. It is very clear that at some point, these guys will say, pack up your things and go back to your country. Nigeria is at its lowest ebb, and we clearly cannot continue like this. The criminal drug baron must get out of that place. It's either we have a democracy or we have another thing that is not it. But that is what must happen. It's either he's there to listen to the people and do their demands, or he gets out of that place. It's on period. Thank you very much. I yield the mic.
All right. Thank you very much, Justice. Thank you for that stern submission. All right, quickly, I'm just going to move over to Julian. After Julian, I'm going to come to uh, Chidera. Adeko G1 Ericlitus Olawale. Check your phone if your hand is up. If not, I'll have to drop you and bring other people. Julian, please go ahead.
Yeah, how you guys doing, man? Well, many Nigerians, and I said that myself to you guys. So you guys are doing a wonderful job. Well, many Nigerians. I don't know whether we will still finish our conversation till now, but honestly, what I just wanted to mention was that it's just there's some things that I wish that we can do, to avert all these things before they even happen. The miscommunication, as you can see, the Northerners are saying something differently. We in the South are saying something differently. I think it's time we told ourselves the truth and actually do what we need to do as a people. If not, things are just going to spiral out of control. There's only two ways at which we can achieve what we want to achieve as a people. It's either you go through the right way, go through the wrong way. One is total bloodshed, which is kill or be killed. Everybody go back to your primal nature. Or you go through the means of which you can control it. That is the stage where we are, that we're getting to. So we need to be very careful as a people. So this whole Russia thing and calling of the military from the north, and we in the south having 10-man agenda. The question is, which one are we going to choose? So I'm just hoping that we can actually have a consensus between everyone in this country to a large extent, or these people overshadow these people. We have to choose one. If not, the government is going to call two of you unserious and would continue what they are doing. You run out of gas as people who are protesting. Now, I don't know how long this thing can continue, but I'm hoping that we can have more directions towards what we're doing as a people in terms of protesting. Now, it's a different thing too. Regardless of what the case is, whether you're protesting for the right thing or not, you have to always do things the right way, in ways that are being planned out. If not, like I said, things are just going to go out of hand. I'm just hoping that Emir Saddam, is there any um, plans for these protests to channel it through any kind of means that is, for me, what I just want are just five things as as a strong demand to the government, which is constitutional reform or electoral reform, end hunger. Two is the what do you call it? Uh, a couple of things on that list that we can say, hey, this is what we should channel our energies towards. I'm just hoping that it's not too late before it winds down, because we're on the sixth day, I believe. So I'm just hoping that it will not just get to a point where Nigeria just do as they wish, and people will start to say their own different versions of things. Igbo must go. This one will come out next tomorrow. It might be Yoruba must go. In 3 days' time, it might be. Please, we need to
Yeah,
be careful as the people.
yeah.
Please. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Sorry. Well, meaning you wanted to say something.
No, I'm actually trying to
Okay,
copy.
round up.
Yeah.
Okay, before I round up, okay. Last thing is, I'm just hoping that if we can channel our energies towards electoral reforms, which are the foundational elements of any society. Like I've said in the past, electoral reforms, and things that can make the country work. All these hunger, you can't solve hunger in one day, but the things that we can solve, please, as the people, let us channel all our energies towards them. Constitutional reforms, insecurity, things like that. Please, thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you very much, Julian. I understand the question, but the funny thing is that I don't. We've. Not, I think the we've. Not, you are talking about the point where we've gotten these people's attention and they want to talk. These people are not the current, that's why the next line of action now is how to occupy Abuja. That's the next line. When we get to Abuja, we can be talking about demands. But as it stands now, I mean, I think one of the most common demand that everybody saw was at least reduction in fuel subsidy. And if Tinubu even listened or he wanted to, maybe in his speech that they would have been thinking, okay, fuel is now reduced to a particular amount, which will not still be enough. Let's say
Yes.
they are not having a conversation. That's the point. So the first thing, like I'm saying what you're saying is key, but
I'm
when
happy
we
you're
get there, it's when we
understanding me now, Mel Meaning. I'm very happy you're understanding me,
yeah.
honestly.
So
I
so
thank you for this because I know for a long time you haven't understood what I've been saying. We've been having back and forth. Yeah.
no, but
Okay.
if your point is unified demand, I think you also know that cannot it's not something that everybody has like their point of view on these things. But my own point right now is now personally don't give you yes, say
Yes.
one listen to you, you go tell, say what
Yes.
you see what you want to do. So
Now, what time they talk? Carry that demand to Abuja as a
yeah,
group.
yeah, exactly. Okay.
Refine it to 5, please, with full force. There's no contention. 5 things. It will fly. It must fly.
All right. Anyway, me and I'm the number. I wouldn't want to say no concern.
Okay,
If,
now you don't see.
even the first things for is
Okay.
when these people are willing to listen. That's just the fact. Thank
Okay.
you very much, Julian.
Thank
Those
you.
are
Thank
those
you.
are very salient point. All right, quickly, I'm gonna go straight to Chidera. After Chidera, I'll come to Benedict, then Apollo.
Hello, good evening. Thank you. 1 minute. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Please, I want to be brief with my own submission. I want to talk about the Occupy Abuja. See, I think one of the mistakes that, although we're trying to create the tension and the wave by informing these people about our moves, and that's actually the major reason why they were able to clamp down on these protesters. You understand? In Abuja, for example, we want to occupy Abuja, that is good. But I think it's high time we change strategy in terms of this Occupy Abuja. This on space like this. You understand? We bring out dates and it's not really gonna help. The best thing we are to do is to even, if possible, let's start going to WhatsApp platforms. We can actually separate it into state by state, no matter the number it will occupy. From there, we can actually take a different date altogether. But this thing need I don't think we need to expose it at all so that the day it will happen, even the police, the army, they won't be available to even stop anybody. Before they know it, the whole place has already been surrounded. You understand? Because I think yesterday or so I saw buses, coastal buses, conveying people to Abuja and they started shooting tear gas on those coastal buses. It's because they are aware of that information. So they said they will have to stop people before you enter Abuja. They will have to stop and search all these things. I think that is what we need to do because explaining some of those things here on the space is not helping matter. It's high time we change strategy. That's just my own
All right. All right. Thank you
small
very much, Chidera. Truth is, I perfectly understand what you mean. And when I say perfectly, I mean perfectly. But I need you to understand this. So pretty much what we do on social media and Twitter, which is one of the driving force of this protest in the first place, is to put the narrative out there. So the term Occupy Abuja is not a plan; it is a narrative. It is a subconscious. It is something that when you say it enough, how the process come is because we talked about it enough. Nobody till today, like I said, till today as it is. I've had people reach out to me and say, "Oh, please, you change the demand." I've told them that I don't know one person that is drafting demand. I don't know one person that is planning protest, and I'm not even saying it for these guys. Like as I am now, if they really ask me, okay, direct me to one person that is planning protest, I want to give money. I don't know who I will direct you to. To be honest, I don't know any. So Occupy Abuja is a narrative, and you are right. So We are not planning Occupy Abuja yet. Nobody's saying, oh, okay, we are going to have 2 buses in so state. So that's why I haven't said it earlier that I'm not even waiting for anybody to do any planning openly. If you, I'm not talking about you naturally, I'm just talking about general. If you as a person feel like, oh, you can meet, you want do 1 or 2 persons, you know people that want to come to Abuja, you want to sponsor them. Nobody knowing, sponsor them. But let people start knowing that at some point, that's another thing. I don't know where you saw a date. I don't know if there's a date. I really do not know. The only thing I just know that is Okupa Abuja. So it might not be tomorrow. It might not be next tomorrow. But
No, 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 no. There is no date. There is no date. But
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just
So
saying that we can actually
yeah, I
do it.
understand what you're saying. So,
Keep it this way.
but you're right.
Yes.
A lot of the planning can, in fact, none of the planning, not a lot, none of the planning should be anywhere close to the social media. What we just need to do is to make it a narrative that can become in Nigerian subconscious. One thing about Nigerians is if we
Exactly.
say something so much enough for a long time enough, the reason why this protest is happening is because we've talked about it so much. Even when, like, it was becoming very annoying, very tiring. Like protest. You ask people to talk about something, we go to protest. That's why people are doing it today. If we talk about that enough,
This is not rate us at all because I was watching a press
yeah,
briefing on national security. I saw the way these IG and rest of them were lying, gaslighting, something that I was even watching live, and I was even part of the thing. So to the extent I said that the no officer fired live ammunition on anybody. I say,
yeah,
hey,
just so we need to just keep pushing, Sha, and let's start talking about this. I mean, just start talking about it. Not planning about it, like you said, on open platforms. All right, quickly, let me move over. Thank you very much, Chidera. Let me move over now to Benedict, then Apollo, then Gaboni.
Yeah. Good evening, women. Can you hear me?
Benedict, you never chop.
I said good evening. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but you like say you don't
Yeah.
go sleep. Go ahead.
Okay, no, I never sleep. Emir Saddam, good evening. Good evening, everyone on this space. Well, for me, I think I personally go in a different dimension. I I want to be very brief. And just 2 things I will say. First, our religious leaders. Let's begin to call them out. I think they are part of the problem we are having. Most especially we from the
Benedict, it's like
Christian.
we're losing you gradually. Can you? I don't know if you're
Can
using
you
your
hear
headphone.
me? Okay.
Yeah, okay. So just talk
Hear
like
me.
that so I can hear you totally. Yeah, go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, perfectly. Go
Okay,
ahead.
okay. Thank you very much. So, like I said before, I said our religious leaders, we need to call them out seriously because the truth is that they have the crowd. They have the crowd and they can actually do this thing for us, but majority of them are shying away from it. So I want us to continue to call them out. That's one thing. Then secondly, you see these tanker drivers, I think they are the backbone of the economy of this country. If tanker drivers strike for like 2 days for this country, I believe say the country go shut down. So I think that's another dimension we should also look at. I don't know how we are going to do it, but we should also look at that direction. Because this government, the only language they understand is something that will bring them to their knees. That is the only language they understand. There's no amount of dialogue that you are going to do with these people that they will follow. There's no amount of dialogue. So it's something that will bring them to their knees. So, like I said, for we Christians, I don't want to even go about the Muslims. We Christians, our religious leader, we really need to hammer on that. Then, secondly, the tanker drivers, those way they carry fuel, they carry this thing for this country. There be another thing we will need to look into to see how we can use them to make the government to do the right thing. I think these are the 2 things I'll just have to say this evening. Good
All
evening.
right. Thank you very much, Benedict. Thank you. You know, those are very strong points. And you're right. The truth is that I think so far we've not, and there's no shame in saying it. We've not been able to bring them to their knees, but we're at the starting point, and the only way forward is to keep pushing. Actually, all right. Quickly, let me move now to. I think the person I initially called had dropped. Anyway, let me just go to Gaboni. After Gaboni, I'm going to come to Real Jack.
Yeah, well, meaning, thanks for the opportunity. It's been a while actually, and sincerely, this thing that has been said a lot today about the military taking over is something. Believe you me, I've thought about it, and whether you like it or not, they need to press pause for Nigeria right now, and it is the military that can actually press pause because you see this democracy over there. So the only way forward for democracy is continuous destruction of Nigeria. Why? Because the people gaining from this supposed democracy don't want to stop eating this country raw. They just don't want to stop. And it's only the military that can come and put a stop at the menace. Because somebody was saying that Nigeria is going in the wrong direction with speed. That's why when they play Mario, Terminator, B-race, then Nigeria they go the wrong direction. That is why the military will see whether you like it or not. Yes, I still remember the military era now. We understood, everything is force, force. Now, are you doing anything freely? Now, do you do anything freely?
Gaboni, Gaboni, I think we're struggling to hear you. I don't know how to put
Wait,
it.
let me see. Hey, wait, interesting. Oh, just give me. Can you hear me now?
Way better, yeah.
Good. So now, what would they? So now, this democracy, would they do we do anything freely? For some people say the military they will use force, force, force. Now, will be the democracy. Are you free? My only problem with the military coming in is which of the military now won't come in? Is it the ones that are eating large now that they don't even want to this food, this corruption money they are eating now, they don't want to leave it? That is my only problem. Because the military we have now, this corruption money, what they eat now, they no one come out eye for them. And that is why we see so many of our young Nigerian gallant soldiers die unnecessarily. I just hope they can be just one like like the one in Burkina Faso that have the courage, like those in Nigeria that are turning the nation around that can do this. Probably later we'll go back to democracy and we'll construction and where. But for now, this democracy, the only way forward for this democracy is continuous destruction of Nigeria. And I hope God will touch the heart of one of the military men to do the right thing. Because this democracy, the only way forward is continuous destruction of this country. I hear the mind.
All right, thank you very much, Gaboni. I don't. To me, I think the only problems are people when they try to do that comparison, they assume we are in democracy. I've said this so many times. There's a difference between a bad democracy and a democracy that is not democracy. We are not in the democracy. A bad democracy is the people voted, but they were unlucky. They voted a bad leader. That's a bad democracy. But there was the ones that, for example, in 2015, although you can argue 2015 results, but to an extent, 2015 was maybe close to what a bad democracy would be. Like at least deceitfully or not, many Nigerians voted for Buhari, but we were just unlucky. But currently, what we have since that time is not democracy. So when we try to compare democracy with what we have in Nigeria is Abacha could be Saint Abacha compared to APC Saint Abacha. Jack, please go ahead.
Okay, wait a minute. Thank you very much. Thank you, the women in Nigeria. Um, just to add to what is being said, I think the protest is gaining momentum against the backdrop of what this APC corrupt government is thinking. I think from where we are today, we protested in the
In fact, I traveled to Port Harcourt and I was stuck in Port Harcourt. I couldn't come back to Lagos. So we protested there. Those of us who tried to pass Obirikwe Bridge today, inward Rumokro, you see that federal road was locked. Army could not do anything. Police could not do anything. In fact, they are even hearing the protesters. So if you are driving through that, they will flag you down and offload everybody, including you. Either you park and join the protest, or you just go back to your house and park. And I also respect those of them that lock their shop under lock and key, making sure that they do not open their shop today for any reason. If you don't want to protest, then stay in your house. Don't just come out for any reason. So they will be thinking it's a joke. They will be accusing themselves with their propaganda, saying whosoever they want to accuse that is sponsoring the protest is going to get to a point that everywhere we completely lock down. You see, this their stubborn, this their criminality. They will use their hand and come out and say, look, first of all, we are reversing the so-called subsidy removal. We are renegotiating the idiotic policies we have put in place. We are going to make sure that we see things work. Not just that useless pre-recorded broadcast that is being made, just read out by Bulaba saying this is his stand. So let's continue on this momentum. Continue to support people. Believe you me, as the day goes by, people are seeing more reason why they should hit the street, why they should join the protest, because the hunger, the hardship, the inflation is hitting high, is hitting hard. So everybody is feeling it. So the reason why you must join the people to protest is for a better country, not because it is well with everybody, not because it is well with you. Everybody is feeling it either directly or indirectly. You know how many dependents, you know how many people that are dependent on you. You know how if you give them whatsoever percentage of a thing in the past, and this present time, if you are giving them what it will amount to. So everybody must hold these people to account. This was how they started in Kenya, and the Ruto was thinking nothing is going to happen. They were making math, just like Akwabi and Co. Say that they will be enjoying themselves while we'll be protesting. We are coming to that point where Akwabi himself will flee this country. All of them will run away, leave both that their office and wherever, because the people own the government, not the other way around. So we will tell them the kind of policy we want. We will tell them what we want, and not some certain criminals coming together to decide how the country should be run. Even though you die, to hell with you, they don't give a damn. But this time around, we will tell them for a very long time that Nigeria have never had the guts to protest. But I think that thing that have bedeviled the people that made them not to protest all the while, I think their eyes now are open, and this protest will continue, will last more than the 10 days they anticipate. And by then, they will understand that the people are mean. And until they heed to the demands of the people, nothing will stop. The whole economy will be crippled, because after all, the people are not benefiting anything. Until you heed to what the people want, the people will never leave the street. Are you back the
Thank you
mic?
very
Thank you.
much, Richard. Thank you. That's another perspective I think we've actually not seen. You know, the truth is that there are people doing this protest that don't know what they call Twitter. They don't know X. And they are still pretty much on the street. I mean, I see videos every day online, and I'm like, people are still, in their places. So let's keep pushing. All right, quickly, let me go to Chukwu and make, after which I'll come to Tosin.
Well, meaning at the vex.
Why
Good
you the
evening,
vex?
I did really vex.
Shall not use your 3 minutes to verse finish.
Well, meaning good evening, all of you. It's been a very, very uneventful day here in Abuja, but I am happy that we are beginning to hold our leaders responsible. It's quite painful that they do not realize the fact that a call to leadership is a call to servitude. But I think with what is happening right now, if we can hold the momentum down, that it is going to metamorphosize into something that anybody going into political office would understand that there are people looking at them. That is where we have always gotten it wrong in the past. Most people go into political office as a means to enrich themselves. They don't go into those offices with the people in mind. That is where we've always gotten it wrong. With regards to what Julian was saying, he was talking about the entire, he was reeling out demands that we should make to government. That is one thing I wanted to address. You would, like you were trying to tell him, you can make demands of a government that is responsible to its people. I don't think we have gotten there. Some years ago, I told somebody that the kind of leadership, yes, Jonathan might have his flaws, but the kind of leadership he was giving Nigeria, that Nigeria was not ripe for that kind of leadership. Most people wanted to stone me, but I was telling them that that was the truth. I also told somebody that the only revolution or uprising that would hold its steam in this country is the one that will start from the north, and it's happening today. So, what I'm going to say in essence is this: with regards to this protest, like we have said, no retreat, no surrender. But I want us to put some things on ground, our focus. Our focus is holding these people responsible. Somebody mentioned a state capture here, and we all know that we are victims of a state capture. And until we can unentangle that situation, whatever we are saying here, whatever demands we are trying to make here, would not hold water. So, for me, yes, it is true that what is playing out in the north, which is a ripple effect of a seed that they have sown, the elites of the north have sown over the years. They have failed to educate their people, they have failed to provide for them, they have failed in every facet of government. That is what is playing out on the streets of the north today. I'm not saying that the south has it any better, because the IPOB and everything happening in the south is also a ripple effect of unemployed youths. So it's just in the country all over. But what I'm saying, there's another particular angle that is paining me particularly. I am in Abuja, then tear gas me the other day. Yeah? But there is this mentality some of us in Abuja has about this situation that is making the turnout very poor. The mentality is that because you're a bit comfortable, you now assume that everything is okay. People like me, I went to a public school. When I went to a public school, I was opportune to have gone to school with, yeah, I see your hand, well meaning, make a round up. I was opportune to have gone to school with sons of ministers, sons of governors. That was when there was still social justice in this country. But today it doesn't work like that anymore. You're not going to even see any of them for the country. So it is for us to understand how bad the situation has been in this country. It's only when we understand how bad the situation of things have been in this country, that is when you will be vexed enough to be out there on the street. So please, what I am begging each and every one of us is, this is the time. If we let this time pass us by, my God, I am sorry,
Yeah.
it will be worse than South Sudan.
Yeah.
We, we just have to, we just have to Seize this moment and make it count. Thank you. I yield the mic.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Chukwemeka. I totally agree with what you said in your submission. Thank you. It's very vital we do this now. We do this now. All right, Tosin, please quickly go ahead. You have actually just 3 minutes.
Thank you very much. Well meaning, yes, Adam, greetings to everybody. Thank you for all that you've been doing and all that we continue to do together as a family. Well, to the protesters out there, I greet you. Thank you very much for continuing to hold forth and for everyone that has lost maybe their family members in the course of this struggle. I'll say it again. The people that actually were killed by these wicked guys, because the Nigerian police are satanic, they are evil, they are demonic. They don't they are just as they are as worse as the Nigerian politicians, because I don't see any reason why the people that you should turn your gun to, you are not turning your gun to them. Those are the politicians, because those are the ones destroying the country. So to the people that have died, you are the fallen heroes. We Your names we mentioned and remembered. All I can say is Nigerians have done great. They've done well. Let's keep the momentum going all over the world. I think I heard today that Kenyans in South Africa or somewhere went to protest. Why? Because their passport fee was increased in that country. So Nigerians, Nigerians are crying of hunger, and these guys turn deaf ears to them. And like the last speaker said, if we miss this opportunity, what we are seeing today about this criminal drug baron, this never do well man called Tinubu, will be child's play.
Yeah.
This guy does not have any empathy for humanity, and so we should continue to hold forth all over the country, anywhere you have. Please, let's continue to hold forth.
Yeah.
If you can have your placard, let's keep this momentum going. Let's not die down. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, Tosin. Thank you for those encouraging words. All right, let me come to Olawale. Olawale, quickly, please go ahead. You have 2 minutes.
Wow, good evening. Am I audible?
Yes, you
Hello.
go ahead.
All right. I want to appreciate everyone that has been speaking on the space. Salute all our courages and our zeal to get back our country. Got some feeling dampened feeling this morning as I watch how Ojota in Lagos dwindled down in number. Watch how the police and all their paramilitary, whatever they brought out in different folks, were chasing people away from the protesting points. And it's a terrible thing that we are losing Lagos if we are not careful. So this is why I'm actually taking this space. I think we need to be very proactive and strategize on different approach now. We don't necessarily have to be at Toyota. And if you have to be at Toyota, I think we need to start coming up with different strategy. So what I want to ask this night, I don't know if there are some people at a core group or core place where strategy is being put in place. That's number one. Number two, what I noticed and what I've heard over the few days is the fact that a lot of people that would love to come out are financially challenged. And it's a thing we need to take very seriously. We were talking about, I think I mentioned that some times ago in a group like that Abuja is actually the center of focus. But then getting people to go to Abuja right now is another thing we need to look at as a constraint because of finance. However, we must be discreet. not to allow these people to preempt or to predict what is the next line of action. The ability to be able to preempt us and then imagine what we are going to do next. They will take action before we take actions. These guys are also thinking in their own cohort and group. They're also planning, sitting down to look at what they can do next. So we need to be more proactive. I don't know how tight this strategy team or core team, there's any that is existing, is in bringing out ideas, suggestions, and tactful plans on how to. Somebody mentioned on the space recently, we don't need to rebuild the regulator. I think it is high time we begin to target the houses, offices of different ministers and those who are in the helms of affair in our various places. There are still various ways we can do. I imagine this morning, if I have been there earlier, we don't need to be on the floor. A lot of things can be done within that same Ojota that can be done. But unfortunately, they've dispatched the crowd before I arrived there. And the few ones that are there, they were still making serious effort to. So I want to just suggest that we need proactive step. Finally,
Yeah.
I want to suggest something that will be of a financial support to us. I'm a crypto enthusiast, and I have an idea of how, if some people can lend money, that money
All
can
right.
produce more money for us to
Well,
support these projects. So if there's any way I can relate with some of us maybe in another forum, so I can show us strategy of how to get this. We can raise capital to support this drive. I hit the mic.
all right. Thank you very much, Olawale. Uh, yeah, and thanks for the effort you have put in as well into the protest. Please let's not let's not stop. I know you were making reference to Ojota, but anyways, I think that making money is a good point. So actually, put close to nice space. But just before I hand over to Saddam to round up the space, first of all, thanks to everybody that came up today. I apologize to those that couldn't bring up. A couple of persons that brought up didn't raise their hand, and I thought if I rotate it enough, I may be able to bring everybody up. But even at that, still couldn't bring everybody up. Um, but I know we were able to bring a lot of persons up to speak. So apologies to those that we couldn't bring up, and to everybody, to Nigerians, please and please, let's make sure that we keep the fire burning. And I think this Occupy, just the same way end bad governance became just, I really wish people understand the concept of narrative or of putting a word out there. Like, just put some word that over time, like when you say it enough, people start to see it as, this end bad governance, you know, just became all of a sudden, everybody started hearing it everywhere, even people that, you know, probably not even hear from social media. Like I said, I had conversation with some people from other countries today, and they were the ones who first tell me that, oh, I heard, you guys are protesting your country and all that. So let's keep talking about it. Occupy Abuja should be a new keyword. Okay, I think that's the way to put it. Keyword should be the newest keyword. Because that's where I think we need to take it closer to the seat of power. Maybe because we are doing it from far, these people feel like, oh, well, the fact that they are not even taking us serious, it tells you that should scare you. You should be. I don't know. I'm personally, as a Nigerian, I'm so disturbed. I'm so disturbed. Sometimes I can't even bear to see some of these things. Like, you should really be. If you even felt before that it was not very bad, like the fact that, like, we demanded for things, it was all over the social media. I mean, for me, if Tinubu had even come to say, okay, I reduced the petrol, but I can't totally remove subsidy, I can't totally bring back subsidy. Okay, I'm taking it to 300. If he had even done that, personally, I would not be, like, I would not feel any form of enthusiasm. I would not feel any form of excitement. I will not feel like I've achieved anything. But I will understand if people feel it. Like if people feel like, okay, see, listen. The only thing I would have felt like, okay, at least he listened, at least he was. The fact that they are not listening, they are more interested in gaslighting, interested in chasing. That should be a motivation to want to go AWire. I was looking at the video of where they were chasing the new central people out of Ojota just now, just on the TL. I was so pissed. I'm like, the funny thing that these people are doing this thing are so few. On the last note, I said this thing on my tweet, I think it was Saturday. Peaceful protest does not mean foolish protest. It does not mean Mugu protest. It does not mean, like I said this when somebody came to punch the guy that was doing interview. I was so surprised. Like, all those other people, your right to self-defense is in the Constitution, even though the Constitution does not exist. So please, we need to, if there's anything we need to do at this point, let's raise it. Make we raise them. And hopefully we'll be able to get through, at least just get through. What we have to now is just survive, and let's survive first. So please occupy Abuja. Do see what you can do about it, even if you don't have the resources or whatever. If there's nothing you can do, but at least you can tweet about it. Occupy Abuja, you can talk about it. Occupy Abuja. Thanks to everybody for coming. Sadam, over to you.
Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you guys for coming out today. Let me just wrap up with this. I think I might have to maybe I did not understand what you were saying, but I think fear is the wrong word. I want to put it maybe in a better way. And I'm not expecting Tinubu to come out and budge to your demands. If you're expecting him to budge to your demands, that means probably you're not followed this one. You don't understand him. The fact that he came out, he's the one scared of you. That's why he came out to address you. If he was not scared of us, he would have stayed back till today. So it's very, very important to make this narrative very out there. They are freaking scared of Nigerians and what Nigerians can do next. It's very, very important we put this narrative out there. There's nothing like and they run. Then they run. Wike, Akpabio, all those men are hiding. Why is Wike not coming out to make speeches? Why is he not out there making? Let him come out and brag. He was bragging a couple of days before the protest. Everybody is standing on their feet right now, my brother. Let's not get that twisted. Nigerians have done what they never expected Nigerians to do. Very, very, very important to pass that message out, and we have to do more. It doesn't stop here. It doesn't. We're just starting. We're just starting. It's very, very important to put that narrative out there. Nigerians have shocked the system. Tinubu has spent 1 year as a Nigerian president, and he has never addressed Nigerians. We forced him out of his hole and he addressed us in less than 4 days. Very, very, very important to say these things. So it's important to pass this message across. Nigerians are changing the narrative. Have we done enough? No. Can we do better? Very, very, very well. But what we have set out to do, what Nigerians have set out to do, this end bad protest, is a very, very big victory as it stands now. The Nigerians have taken to the streets across the country. And the establishment are feeling it. I did not expect them overnight to just come out and say, "Oh, okay, we hear you guys. We think, okay, we take your demands." And no, you're dealing with criminals. You're dealing with criminals. You're telling a criminal to end his system of stealing. You think he ends it overnight, or you think he's just going to budge, or he's just going to accept it and say, "Oh, Nigerians on the street. Oh, all of a sudden, okay, let's now take it. No, it doesn't work that way. It's the fight that they are fighting. Also, we have to fight. Also, is the survival of the fittest. The strongest survive. If at the end of this battle we cower for them, then they continue with the system. But if Nigerians insist and persist and say no, enough is enough, we have to take back our country. We have to give us our demands. Then you will see them bend. The first for the military heads and all of them to be coming out and be giving press speeches every day. You think they're not feeling the heat? They're feeling the effect of what Nigerians are doing on the streets. Things are changing. It's very important to understand this thing. We have changed the status quo. Nigerians have done what they say have never been done before. There's a fragment in the elite system.
Okay, so
Normally,
I think you got what I said wrong, and it's very
no, I'm not
important.
talking about. I'm trying to address the
Yeah,
whole. I'm not.
yeah. So, but my
Oh,
point,
continue,
yeah. The point is not for them to act Oh, that's why I said I was not very excited. Personally, I was not excited about Tinubu's speech. The truth is that the fact that their reaction is to double dare us, I think we should push further. Not this is where we are now is the starting point. So we need to push further, not relapse. That's my point.
No, no, there's no. I don't. I think I already cleared that from the early very get. I think we have to push forward. And at the same time, the narrative for me, I feel narrative is very very important in struggles like this. Narrative is very 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 important in struggles like this. As in, the narrative we pass out there is very very important. These guys are fidgeting. These guys are running helter skelter. These guys are finding unfazed people, trying to label people. Very soon they might come and say that you're the ones that are sponsoring these protests. They are doing everything to try and see how they can put this to an end. These guys have woken up a giant that have been sleeping for decades. I think Delufaro to me said in that last space, Ariwa space, that the last time Nigerians came out to protest was in 1986 or what? He called it a SAP protest or something. I don't know SAP or what. Some of us were not even born then. So I've never seen a time that Nigerians across the regions all came out and said en masse. So there's a change in the system of which we have to keep pushing this out and encouraging our people out there. Please do not give up. Do not stop. That message of Occupy Abuja, I think it's very, very important we push that message as far and as wide as possible. And thank you very much, my brother, because you made that statement. It's not as if we are planning to occupy Abuja tomorrow, but it is important that message start permeating in the subconscious of Nigerians. Like we started talking about this protest, like how many months ago? Nigerians must protest, and never protest, and Nigerians came up with hashtag, started planning it. People built DP, people changed DP, people started planning this, and Nigerians on the street. You cannot come out and say that people that are planning this protest, or people. I don't know. Same way you have to start telling Nigerians the next target is occupy Abuja. We have to occupy that Abuja. We have to make them uncomfortable, because we if we don't make them over uncomfortable, then we have not won anything. We have not won anything. But it's important to understand that we are at the right step. Tomorrow is the 7th. Please come out tomorrow, Nigerians. Do not be deterred. Even if you on a day 100 before and a day 50 tomorrow, come out. The people that do bring back our girls. You remember how bring back our girls started? There were thousands. They started before it started into like 10, 5, 6. They come out because those 6 people still understood that there was something they're fighting for. Nigerians, please keep coming out. I honestly, in my heart of heart, I'm saying this safe, that I know that the next protest or the next outrage in Nigeria will not be planned. There will be no date. There will be no time. We'll just be online and hear Nigerians have occupied Abuja. And I think that's why this messaging is very, very important. This Occupy Abuja. It might not be this month. It might not even be next month. But the next project that Nigerians must do is to occupy the seat of power, where these criminals sit down and call home, and make them feel so uncomfortable until they grant Nigerians our demand. It's very, very simple. Nobody is calling for regime change, even though Tinubu has killed Nigerians. Innocent Nigerians that came out to protest, you have killed close to 40 of them in the space of 7 days. And still Nigerians are still coming out to tell you hunger is in the land. Insecurity is deep in the land. We'll be expecting you to have caught. I don't expect anything from the marshal. Honestly, I don't expect anything. I'm just happy that Nigerians have proven once more that we can actually come out and stand up to our oppressors. Our oppressors have seen it, and they are running helter skelter. And less than 0.1% of Nigerians are out there. That should be even more scary for these criminals. Less than 0.1% of Nigerians are out there. If 1% of Nigerians come out, if 1% of Nigerians come out, if 10% of Nigerians come out, imagine what it will look like. With that, I say thank you guys for coming out to the violence space today. I'm sorry for those who could not speak. Please, hopefully we'll be back again on Thursday to talk more about these issues. Thank you very much, my brother well-meaning. Thank you, Bolanle Olawa.
Ah, la, 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 la.